So this was going to be more of it would have been more interesting of a way to end things as we're all here for the time that the WNBA expansion draft has come and gone for the Golden State Valkyries. It was very underwhelming. It was very odd. They did three groups of four players for the expansion draft on ESPN here. No one got picked from Seattle. They're playing it on my screen now. It's all these players: Steph Talbot, former Storm player Steph Talbot, Taylor Thornton, Monique Billings, Julie Van Loo, and there's just a Storm logo and it says no selection. So yeah, the Valkyrie roster has 11 of 12 players. They didn't pick anybody from Seattle. We don't have anything to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of it was very much going to be because Christian and I and Rowan and I we all talked about how um with the amount of players the Storm have under contract, they can just essentially protect everyone. They've got the unrestricted free agents. If they want to go after them, sure. Um, well, a lot of mocks had Kenzie Holmes, who the Storm drafted last season, and have her rights. She underwent, I think it was knee surgery, if I'm correct, and was a grad assistant at her school this past season. Visited Seattle maybe once or twice, but did her rehab back at school. There was thought she was going to be the selection. There was some thought that Nika Mule would get selected. None of that happened. So we're just kind of left with a big goose egg. So I guess the Storm don't need to fill that spot that they would have lost in that pick, and they can just go about the current issues that they've got without losing a player. Do we do we have any? I mean, this is very underwhelming. Do we have any thoughts on this?
Um, Honestly, not my team. I don't pay the payroll, obviously. I'm not the owner or one of the owners. But I would say, getting passed on, saying no selection on TV, I feel like that's more embarrassing than losing a good player. It's just like getting passed on by a team that hasn't taken the court yet. I would feel slighted by that personally. But hey, luckily the Storm don't, have lost a key player. There was a lot of speculation that Nika Mule wasn't going to be protected, and yeah, I mean, I guess it's obviously people are bored. People need something to run with, but Nika Mule was never going to not be protected. Like you saw that one game, you seen her career overseas. The one game was man, those quarters are great, man. Those are some. I don't know if you guys saw the clips or like you was watching the game over, but she was hooping, man. I don't know if people remember what happened, but she played 27 minutes straight, and
Mm-hmm.
that should never happen in a basketball game. But as far as the expansion draft, yeah, I'm just not really worried about it. It is what it is, So they got some great players though, but apparently out of those 11 players, four of them can just say, "Hey, I'm going to stay overseas." So they still have a lot more to do.
Yeah, and I mean, and Ron, if you've got anything, feel free to butt in here. But it's to Christian's point, it's franchise that's coming into the league and the expansion team. There's a lot of unknown. So I'm sure a lot of the people who are mocking Nika there are just part of the free Nika crowd. You know what I mean? So anyway, that'll wrap us up for an eventful Storm round table. Maybe we'll probably see you guys around either time a trade comes through or when free agency picks up in January. But yeah, until we see you then, take care of yourselves, be well, do whatever you can to make today a great day.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, where are you going to watch the Seattle Storm away games this year?
Away games. Well, Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle Sports, so I was thinking of coming here if that's okay with you.
I think that makes a lot of sense. See you all here.